action has to be your favorite word, both figuratively and literally, because you've got a lot of action movies going on right now, right?
Yeah, it is. For me, honestly, like action movies are kind of like the thing, you grow up watching and like I think it's a really nice vehicle to like slide in like, different messages and it just allows us as dramatists to like be a lot bigger and more explosive. And to keep, the audience entertained long enough to actually hear what might be, the root cause of it. Because at the end of the day, like, if you really think about it, when there's violence or activity in the world, there's always some kind of emotional underpinning behind it. So like for me, I like to explore what that emotional underpinning is and then like really make it fun as you can, like on the screen.
So you are the guy behind A Day to Die,
Yeah.
the director of that, and you're also directing Caller King on BET Plus.
Yeah.
Of the two projects, which is your favorite right now?
That's like trying to pick like which one is your favorite baby, right? Your favorite kid. They all have like a special place. I think like for me, Caller King is special in the sense of, you don't get a lot of African American females leading action movies. You don't get a lot of like fully African American cast in a, high level, action thing. So being able to bring that to the audience and to the culture is like really special to me. Being able to work with Bruce Willis and being one of the few African American actors or directors who have worked with him, I think I might be number two. Um, was really special and made a lot of friends on that show. So like a lot of that carries over, and the skills that I learned there, I helped bring, the Caller King. But no, like Caller King just, has a little special place in my heart. And dealing with that wonderful cast, people who haven't had an opportunity to show what they can do in certain roles like they have in this one was really cool. And then there's a lot of new talent that, discovering that newer talent that was just really wonderful. So like, they all each got their little special place, but King is, right here, right now.
Speaking of right here, right now, I mean, it is exploding online. Lots of people are talking about it on Twitter and all the other social platforms. But can you give the folks at home a little taste of what it's about and in your own special way? Because it is very different from anything we've seen before.
Yeah, it's hard to give a lot of it what it's about without giving it away. So, like, we tell people it's about a judge who comes to sentence a convict, and his brother decides to take over the courthouse, and she has to fight her way out, which is cool, but there's a lot of complexities, underneath that I think are catching people with a wonderful surprise. I think they come in just ready to eat their popcorn, and then they realize, oh snap, like there's some really issues happening here, which is really cool. And it's like so humbling and so satisfying, to see people actually responding to it.
I mean, we've already seen you do something for major theaters, BET Plus, but does it make a difference where your films land for you? Or is it just doing the projects?
It does matter. I think like with BT Plus, what was attractive about working with them is, BT has been like the cornerstone, of entertainment for the Black community for a long time. Up, whether the ebbs and flows. And like when we spoke with them, they really were interested in doing some elevated action work that would resonate in the Black community. And so for me, I really wanted to go find something I could get excited about. And that's when I really started like really thinking about a good, cool concept. But like, with BET, like they have the audience and it's up to us as creators to give the audience what we know they want, but also what they may not know what they want. And just kind of keep, pushing. So like, but because BT's been around for so long and they have garnered such a big audience, I think it's a really wonderful platform, and especially when they believe in the messaging behind the movie.
Now I have to pivot a little bit because I think there's always somebody who's always inspired watching an interview. So I need to know what your tips are for people who are trying to get into filmmaking, think they've written something that could be great, or think they can direct something that's great, but they're just trying to figure out how to get started. What do you say to them?
Man, so I would say be prepared for a lot of no's. Very difficult industry. You're gonna get a lot of no's. And if you're still there after you get the no's, then I would say shoot your first project. Whatever that script is, shoot part of it, shoot it with your friends, shoot it with an iPhone. You can get a cinema cameras that are very inexpensive, get a used cinema camera, get some lights, find your most talented people and shoot it and self-distribute it through Tubi or some other means. You can get their stuff out there. Um, Start showing people that you can do projects and finish projects, and make sure, like deep down, like you can't live without doing this, because it's going to be so hard. There are going to be days you want to quit, and that drive has to be there so you will not quit. um, and continue to learn. Like it's a craft, and like you will be better next year than you are today. So don't get discouraged, because even the masters have always started like, Tarantino had a movie that he couldn't put out. It was so not good, not so bad, so to speak. Martin Scorsese did something for Roger Corman that people told him like, don't ever do that again. And these are like masters of cinema. Um, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and like you just hear the process of making movies, even on the highest levels, where they have to go reshoot hours and hours of footage. You will make mistakes, but just keep learning. Be willing to keep in the game. If you stay in the game and you have talent, you will break through. It may take a while, but don't quit.